the things I've found that's been a lot more successful for me in general is the networking opportunities. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love playing and I love meeting the people, but I also love meeting the people that, you know, that are trying to do the same thing we're all trying to do, especially in the indie world, you know.
Right. And I'm glad you brought up...
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm glad you brought up the point of the networking, because that's something that I think a lot of people, including artists, overlook. I mean, they get excited about being able to go to South by Southwest, especially if they've got a chance to play a show or two there, and you get all charged up about that, but you forget about the fact that I think really the big deal is being able to network. Even your show, when you play there, is a chance to network, to get other people to hear you, to know you, your talents, your music, and you know, possibly get hooked on you and want to book you for a show or tour or whatever. So I'm really glad you brought that point out. John Bon Jovial, you wanted to say something here.
Yeah, actually, I want to backtrack a little bit, David, and go back for a second to One More Time. I want to talk about that, because when I listened to that song for the first time, I'll be honest with you, it caught me by surprise, because, you know, it seemed to me to be a nice, melodious, mellow song, and the way you bring in that buzzsaw guitar about 2/3 of the way in just blew me away. That is so cool, the way you did that, and it worked.
Well, you know, when I was working in the studio, you know, we had the song, and we were talking about it, and my producer suggested, he goes, we got to think something like Pete Townsend, you know, where, you know, you just, like, at the end, you just turn Pete it up. Townsend. And, yeah, you know, how you know, there were some things that the Who did, and we were thinking in terms, or like, okay, like Guns N' Roses' Patience, you know, at the end where they go,
sure, yeah,
I'm just walking the streets at night, and it's just like, and it was just like a little light bulb and eureka moment.
That's it's kind of like a shooting star through a quiet night sky.
It worked so well, because I think it was so unexpected. Because, you know, here it's, you know, it's a nice love song, and, you know, oh, I love you, and this therapy, and then all this, I mean, it worked. It really worked. Yeah. It caught my attention. I mean, the first comment that I made to myself was, wow, that works.
Well, and I appreciate it. You know, and then that was the whole thing. When we were sitting there thinking about it, you know, it was just kind of like, I was sitting there, and we were talking, and I said, you know, it's real nice and mellow. I go, man, but we just need something. And, you know, and we both just, my producer grabs a guitar, and he goes, how about this? And I go, so I grab it, and I just started thinking, all right, well, we got it. And then, boom, we just hit it at the end, you know. Yeah,
the Pete Townsend analogy, that, you know, that pretty much, that says it. That really does. And I think you should, you know, you need to thank your producer for that one, because he really, I mean, don't get me wrong. Without it, it'd be a really nice song, but that really makes it.
Well, it's just like George Martin with the Beatles, or, you know, the Colonel with Elvis. You know, it's producers are very important. That's what a lot of people don't realize, I mean, because they come in, and you could be there. You could be there, and it's a good song, and you could be there. But just some of these little suggestions here and there, you know. I mean, I've had it in the past where, you know, where I'm working on a song and it's just not working. Yeah, go ahead.
It's a vision. It's a. I don't know. Maybe this is too syrupy or what, but it's like a visionary suggestion.
Well, it's a nice present, but they put the bow on it. They come up with something a little extra, because they have a different, a more objective look at it, or perspective, because they're listening to you present your message, and they're thinking, you know, okay, that's great. This would just push it over the edge and make it the best, you know. So a good manager.
Well, like for instance, I'm working with another songwriter right now. His name's Rick Hofill, and, you know, and we've been sitting there, you know, and I'll present a song to him, and he'll just say, okay, this sounds cool. Let's try to work on this. I'm very open-minded about it, because that's one of the things I've always been, is open-minded about it. Not like, you know, I don't get married to a melody. I like working with people. I do like working with other people, and, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's songs I've written by myself and they work, but sometimes it's just that little extra push or that little extra suggestion.
Sure.
But maybe that changeable word, you know, that, well, this word, maybe you use this word instead of this word. It's like, wow, why didn't I think of that? But that's where, you know, working as a team, they come together, you know, and you're right
Sure.
on that. The you know, the songwriters, the producers, you know, it's just like the director of a movie.
David, before we let you go, I want you to please tell us what you've got coming up. What's in the future, the rest of 2018 for you?
Well, we're going to be doing. I'm already booking into the summer. You know, I'm going to be going up to the Hill Country in Texas, and I'm planning to go to Dallas and Houston and back to Austin and do all the surrounding areas and do some shows in Corpus Christi, where I'm from. But I'm also gonna start recording some new tracks and hopefully have something out by the fall. So we'll see how that goes. And I'm just trying to perfect these songs and get them down, make sure that they have their hooks and their, kind of like what you said about One More Time. It's not a finished product till you're ready, till you have something like that to where you go, okay, I'm ready to record this.
Which, of course, you will give us a shout and bring us some of the new material when it's ready.
You'll debut it, I guarantee it.
Well, just trying to be subtle there. You know, I don't want to influence your decisions or anything.
Yeah, but there's nothing subtle about you, so yeah.
That's true.
I always have a great time with you and John Bon Jovial. Y'all have one of the most professional radio shows out there, and I enjoy coming on every time. So
thank you so much. That means so much to us, David. It's a pleasure working with an artist who is a professional himself, and that says it about you. Also, your team at Lady Lake, you couldn't ask for a more professional, yet a nicer group of people to work with. One last parting shot now, David. This is your stage, your chance. We got about 30 seconds left. Give us your final takeaway from South by Southwest and what you think an artist should think about if they're going to come next year.
Be prepared. Get to your meetings on time. If you're going to, the traffic out here is crazy, and you know you do have to pay for parking. I would suggest Ubering or taking the bus or doing whatever you can to get out here. But make sure you have business cards. Make sure you have all kinds of promotional items that you can do, that you can present, but also, most important of all, set up your meetings and make sure that you get to meet and talk with some of the prominent and important people that can help your career.
Great. Thank you so much, David Martinez. So glad to have you with us.
Thanks, David.
We'll look forward to next time.
Guys,
Ladies and gentlemen, David Martinez, you can find him all over online, Facebook, and everywhere. Look him up, David Martinez and the David Martinez Band. Tell him what you think of his music. He'd love to hear from you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to leave you with this final tune from David Martinez. It's called Rise.
Left a stranger in the dark, left your heart crushed on the floor. You took a chance, you gave it all that you had, even though it makes you feel like there's nothing left. You will rise, you will rise, you will rise, you will rise, you will rise.
Rise. That's David Martinez, whom we've had the pleasure of talking to for the last hour from South by Southwest in Austin, Texas. Thank you, David Martinez. Thank you, all the gang at LadyLakeMusic, for steering David away and for all your support over the years. John Bon Jovial, take us home.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you, everybody, for being with us this week. And I just want to let you know the David Bowers Awards is broadcast around the world from the studios of Computer Help USA in Naples, Florida, and the Valley of the Sun in Phoenix, Arizona. We are available for free on Blog Talk Radio, also on iTunes, iHeartRadio, YouTube, Spreaker, Amazon, Alexa devices, as well as SoundCloud and all these other silly little platforms that we are available on. Be sure to click the follow link on our Blog Talk Radio page and like the David Bowers on Facebook and Twitter. Be sure to join us next week for the David Bowers Awards, Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern on WRFZ, 106.3 Rochester Free Radio, and also on Blog Talk Radio, Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, and 6 p.m. Greenwich time for more great indie music and talk with the artists that make it happen. So until next week, for the David Bowers, Nick the Geek, I am yours truly, the legendary John Bon Jovial, saying be good to each other. We'll see you next week right here on the David Bowers Awards.